Hi again, sixth grade. So, I've got my setup here of the majority of my materials, and I pulled out the game board that I ultimately want my machine to complete. So I thought, well, maybe I can use my Jenga pieces to create some kind of trail along the table so that if forced with something, as it comes through, maybe be able to knock down one of the little pieces here on the board. And then I thought, well, I've got marbles, and I do have marbles of different size. So I have what I refer to as a boulder, I think it's still called that, which is the much bigger marble. And then I have the average size marble here. And I thought, okay, well, am I going to have to use the bigger one? Am I going to have to use the smaller one? And as I'm thinking about it, what kind of force do I need in order for the marble to move and go knock down one of the picture pieces? So if you can see over here on my little flow map, I figured out, well, what do I want to do? Knock down. Guess who? Piece. Okay. And then so I started kind of working backwards, and I said, well, I kind of creating this Jenga trail, if you will, with some kind of force from the marble. And then moving backwards, I thought, okay, well, some kind of force needs to be put on the marble. Where is that force going to come from? What am I going to be able to do to make this marble move from the end of the trail to the edge, end of the game board in order to knock one of the faces down? So from there, I've got to think, okay, well, I've got something like a cup. Can a cup have enough force, maybe if it's laid on its side, when that's moved to knock the marble? Or possibly if maybe the marble is inside of the cup, and as the cup gets knocked, it can stop here on the trail, but then it would have to pop out. And then, as you see here, it actually kind of worked with my hand. But of course, we want to create something that has little to no human involvement in the whole process as possible, so that as it starts, the whole machine kind of takes way by itself and it's able to complete the task all on its own. So I'm going to think, maybe the use of the cup somehow, maybe the cup is standing upright and then it gets knocked over. That could possibly, and then, I'm thinking, what am I going to have to do in order to knock it over? And with enough force, but not too much force that the marble rolls off the table. How far back does it need to be from the Jenga pieces? So with that, I want to definitely think about having my scratch pad with me and sketching out and making adjustments as I go along, making sure that I note any type of simple machine that I'm using in this project, and kind of seeing, okay, just because I come up with an idea once doesn't mean I have to stick with it the whole time. Maybe it needs to change or adjust in some way so that my machine can work. My brain is ultimately thinking that maybe my force needs to start or come from somewhere higher up. So I'm really thinking I might need to use an inclined plane at some point, whether it's at the beginning of the machine or somewhere in the middle of the machine, or maybe even at the end. I'll have to determine that as I go. So I'm going to keep working with these pieces, see what else I can come up with, and let you guys know how far I've come in the process. All right?